Huh. She really don't miss.
I'm ass where I got scaps in it. I cut the crack with it. Put a pillow on the bed and push her back in it.
Damon in the Shadows was something I was looking forward to for a while, for the simple fact of the person that made Full Metal Alchemist was going to make another series, and I was like, let me see if you can write peak again, Miss Perfect 60 episode lady. And long story short, she still fucking got it. Demons of the Shadow Realm is extremely fucking interesting. It has me kind of hooked. The only thing that I have an issue with is that I didn't fucking realize, which is an issue on my part, I didn't fucking realize that it's actually 26 episodes for the season itself, and not just like a seasonal 11 or 12 episode. And the fact that we only have 54 chapters, I believe, at the time of this recording, so I got to wait my ass just like fucking freeing, just sit there and wait for like an eternity for it to come out. Not to any rush to the author, because you know, if they need time, they need time to make peak. It is what it is, but the wait hurts nonetheless, but I get it. But this series is great, regardless if you want to talk about it in terms of our first episode, character motivations, as well as just a good setup for the good old grand journey that we're gonna have to go on when it comes to the terms of this show, which is a little bit of a sprinkle of some Digimons. With the story first starting out with the character of Yoru, and as Yoru is just living kind of the daily life in this old Edo period village, it seems like everything's kind of just normal, and we're kind of just back in time until we find out like there's just things that's going around like the village, and you think it's, oh, they calling it dragons even though it has the remnants of a plane. Like, oh, it's just like dragons, it's not actual anything of like an actual plane because we're in the Edo period. And come to find out, no, we're not in the Edo period. We just have a barrier that fits us into the Edo period since the Edo period. Huh, that was a bit of a sentence, I guess. Well, anyways, we also come to find out that Yoru lives with his sister Asa in the castle, while Asa's kind of just chained up at the bottom of this castle with his grandmother as well as a few other villagers that he lives with. And seemingly his parents have gone missing years prior. We found out there's actually not really dragons, so those are genuine planes out there, and something breaks the barrier and scares all the villagers, because then military comes in and starts killing the villagers, as well as multiple helicopters come in to, again, to attempt to kill the villagers as well, with a few selective members that look very distinct than the other people that are with. And the big twist reveal is that their leader is actually Asa, which is basically his younger sister. But how could that be possible if she's caged up down there in the bottom of the castle? But I'm gonna stop it there when it comes to the terms of the story itself. The things I want to talk about now is the strengths of the show itself. Now, the strength of the show is definitely the concepts of the daemon. Now, with daemons are basically these creatures, entities, or even some of them are called gods that make contracts with humans themselves that have a bond of master and servant. And a contract can end in two ways. One, the master dying and the daemons basically just sitting there until they kind of just evaporate and can actually be gone from existence, which is kind of crazy. Or two, they can just end the contract willingly and they can just both go their separate ways. I feel like a bit of a Pokemon and Digimon, but with a bit of a twist of a contract, and having the master as well as the servants play a huge role together, which led me into why I actually love this concept between the master as well as the servant, because it's not just one-sided of like, okay, you're going to be the useful one, you just do all the work, I'm just going to kind of sit back, do nothing, just kind of relax as you guys just fight and duke it out. No, the master actually has to go out there and kind of either A, defend himself, run away, or two, he can actually fight another master and try to help out his daemons. And this is a concept that could have easily went to the wayside with having the master be completely useless and not really doing much in the department of helping out, but it actually is a perfect balance between master as well as servant, especially if you're a good master himself and you know how to fight, then you can actually put in work, you actually help out your daemon win this fight that you're fighting on, leading to a whole bunch of cool fights and scenarios where we do have masters and servants fighting each other and seeing who actually comes out top and what strategy that they can pull out their ass. For example, Yoru and his daemons versus the long arm and long leg daemons, and seeing that like there are opportunities in situations where the daemons aren't invincible, they actually can be killed, they actually can be stopped by even outside forces, and weapons like Daimon uses against them, it actually kills one of, giving a lot more use to these characters that are there, and they're not just gonna sit there and do nothing like a few other shows would do, and just have a whole cast of characters that are just nothing burgers. Or you had your moment in the spotlight way before back in the day, but definitely not now. Also, I feel like this show loves throwing concepts at you, but it's not overwhelming to the point of like, holy shit, this is a lot, or this is a lot of exposition or dialogue, like for example purposes, not to down these series, but just that happens in these series a lot, like aka a JJK or Hunter x Hunter, where you get introduced to a whole bunch of shit and it's like an essay worth of text for this specific inherent concept. And I know you're trying to give me every specific detail so I understand, but there are definitely a lot of times where you can give me a concept and idea and just shoring it down to like a paragraph or a few sentences of text for me to understand it. And if you ever have to go back to it, we can just go back to it. But again, a balance to it so it doesn't feel like it's half-assed or you're only giving me a part of an explanation that I need more of. On top of keeping the ball rolling and us going to another concept and idea, like the world building of the two clans that we do have in the series, the Kegamori family as well as the Higashi village, that have a blood feud against each other because they have different ideologies from each other. They can't have an agreement, so one has to destroy the other. Or the concept of break and seal, and how it has to be two twins that have this special ability that basically puts you at the creme de la creme, the top of the top. One can break any contract with any daemon and make even a contract with them, and the other one can seal any daemon and seal it into basically anything. And then there's just the classic ongoing mystery and the questions that gain you more questions, the answers that give you more questions. Like, where's Yor and Asa's family? Or are they ever going to go to war with each other? Are they ever going to accept each other and love each other for who they are? This leads you to my last thing I want to talk about when it comes to this series, is just the simple fact that this series makes me feel extremely uneasy. Like, it makes me feel uneasy from either side, from either perspective, whether you want to talk about Yor's perspective of him getting lied to, saying that his sister was in this village the whole time when she actually was in the complete opposite side of the village, and she had multiple assassination attempts on her life. From the people that loved you and took care of you, they actually were your number one enemy, kind of secretly the whole time. Giving Asa some justification in her attempt to destroy the village and try to get her brother back, but in that attempt, she actually kills innocent people that have nothing to do with the situation whatsoever, making it uneasy to even side with Asa and the Kagamori family in their very extreme ways of point of view when they want to exterminate or get rid of someone. With Yoru doing the best decision that he possibly can do is just obtain information and be on his own, not trusting either side and just gaining information till you can make your own point of view, your own idea of what you want and how you want to do it moving forward, using the tools around you to carve a better future for tomorrow. And this is one of the things I was talking about earlier with the mysteries of, like, why did it come to this point? What was the deciding factor of why there were two families, and what was the deciding factor of we have to annihilate the other, and what is this blood feud really about? With the added twist of, I really don't know what the ending can really look like for the show, with how many people are here and how many people are untrustworthy or can flip sides or can really just be on the side of the protagonist or the antagonist at this point. This is a show in a series I'm going to be here for the long run, and I highly suggest it. So like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one.